Just in from the Telegraph, Wuhan COVID lab planning ominous new bat experiments. Chinese scientists are planning ominous experiments similar to those that could have triggered the COVID pandemic, experts have warned. The Wuhan Institute of Virology published new research this month announcing it had found a bat coronavirus that can enter human cells similar to a COVID-19 infection. Oh, how exciting. The paper concludes with calls for further investigation into strains that have more infectious spike proteins, as well as testing in human transgenic mice. The first known COVID cases emerged just 8 miles from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which was known to be collecting and manipulating coronaviruses. The institute was stripped of U.S. funding for carrying out dangerous experiments ahead of the outbreak, and the U.S. Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic concluded in December that the disease most likely leaked from the Wuhan lab. Experts warned that the latest experiments are being carried out below recommended biosafety levels and that future proposals were alarmingly similar to those that could have sparked the pandemic. I don't know why we have to pretend anymore. It would be easy, instead of like 5 paragraphs to say this, you can just say, the lab that created coronavirus is doing it again. That's actually the way that this should be talked about. They're doing it again. They've not corrected any of their, biosafety violations that potentially led to COVID, if you believe it was an accidental release, which I don't. But hey, they could be laying the groundwork for the public story that, hey, maybe it'll happen again and it'll be an accident again. Okay. And again, we'll be plunged into worldwide lockdown. And again, they'll pretend it came from nature. I mean, is it really so hard to believe that like in a year from now, it's like, what are the odds? The same wet market that coronavirus came out of has birthed coronavirus 2.0. It's a new one, and it comes from hedgehogs this time. That dangerous wet market right next to the Institute of Virology.